afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this service honoring Millard F. Rogers, Jr. I know that in this audience today, there are many who knew Millard through the Cincinnati Art Museum. I know they're here. There are those who knew him through his work on the Historic Preservation Village Commission for Marymount. There are those who knew him as a member of First Church of Christ Scientists, Cincinnati. And there are those who knew him in other capacities. Welcome to you all. I'm Larry Schlack, and I live in Kalamazoo, Michigan. My wife Marilyn and I have known Millard and Nina for over 50 years. When Nina phoned me on Tuesday and asked me to conduct today's service for Millard, my response was immediate: yes. And I'd be honored to do it. And I'm very happy to be here. I'll open the service by reading the words of a favorite hymn of Millard's from the Christian Science hymnal. It's hymn number 136. I love thy way of freedom, Lord. To serve thee is my choice. In thy clear light of truth I rise, and listening for thy voice, I hear thy promise old and new, that bids all fear to cease. My presence shall go with thee, and I will give you peace. Though through storm or discord cross my path, the power is still my say. Though human will and woe would crack my upward soaring way, all unafraid, I wait a while, the angels bring release. For still thy presence is with me, and thou dost give me peace. I climb with joy the heights of mind, to soar o'er time and space. I yet shall know as I am known, and see thee face to face. Till time and space and fear are naught, my quest shall never cease. Thy presence ever goes with me, and thou dost give me peace. I want to say to Nina, and to son Seth, and to grandson Peter, who are right there in front, how deeply all of us feel about Millard, and how deeply all of us feel about each of you on this occasion. And let me include Seth's wife, New Song, who was at their home in Palo Alto with their daughter Janine and other son Jonathan, who couldn't be here today. Millard and I have been friends since 1951. And I see people here who remember 1951. I see other people who won't say, I don't think 1951 ever was. And 1951, which was the freshman year in college for both of us. I realized that I am deep in Ohio State Buckeye territory here in Cincinnati, and I am a Michigander. Therefore, I need to begin with an apology. I am apologizing because I'm going to have to use some bad words in my remarks today. Bad words like Michigan State University, and even badder words like University of Michigan. I hope you'll stay with me through it all. As I said, Millard and I met as freshmen, and it was called Michigan State College then. It didn't have a university name until after we had graduated. It was not called the university in those days. In those undergraduate days, I also got to know Millard's parents, Red and Jessie Rogers. In fact, I'm not sure I knew Millard's first name was Millard until after graduation. You see, Millard's father's name was also Millard. Millard is a junior. And his father always called him Pete. In fact, Millard was Pete Rogers to all his undergraduate friends. And even in recent years, when I talk to people I went to school with, I'll say, oh, by the way, I talked to Pete Rogers the other day. That's what we call him, but that's not the way he's known in Cincinnati. There's a funny story about Millard getting in a bit of trouble when he was in high school in Detroit. The Detroit Institute of Art became the object of a political controversy when a group of citizens demanded that some significant murals in the main hall of the museum be whitewashed and eradicated. Millard, high school student, wrote a letter to the Detroit Free Press saying it would be a travesty to whitewash the murals and signed it Millard Rogers Jr. Well, nobody saw the junior. And Millard's dad thought, you know what? And from his social friends, Millard Sr. had some strong words with Millard Jr. Millard and I pledged the same living unit at State. It was called Asher House, and it was a residence for students who were Christian Scientists. And that was the religion we both shared and still do. Millard graduated from Michigan State with a BA in art. Nina also graduated that same year. But I'll bet Nina and I are the only ones here who knew Millard in Michigan State days. Probably true. Following graduation, he fulfilled an ROTC military obligations by serving 2 years in the Quartermaster Corps as an officer at Fort Lee, Virginia. I may be the only one here who was in touch with Millard in the Army days, because I was also fulfilling an ROTC military obligation in the Signal Corps at Fort Gordon in Georgia. But we really never lost touch. Following Army service, Millard enrolled at the University of Michigan for a master's degree in art history. A year later, I also enrolled at Michigan for a master's degree in education. We saw each other often and had many mutual friends there. I must add a personal note here. I not only received an MA there, but I took home a greater prize. I met my wife Marilyn there, and she's here with me today. While in the MA program at Michigan, Millard expressed an interest in a brand new field called Museum Studies, unknown at that time. Michigan's current outstanding program for people wanting to enter museum careers was virtually created for Millard Rogers in 1957. He became the first museum intern in the program, being assigned to the Toledo Museum of Art as assistant to the director, which, as some internships do, led to his employment there after completing his master's degree. While at the Toledo Museum, he and Nina decided to wed, and they were married in Detroit, August 3, 1963. Marilyn and I were honored to be best man and matron of honor at their wedding. And by that time, we had our son Mike tagging along.